What if I told you that within you lies the power to develop a mind so resilient, so unwavering, that no matter the storm, you would remain unshaken? Imagine facing every challenge, every obstacle, not as something to fear, but as an opportunity to grow stronger. What if failure wasn't a reason to quit, but a reason to push harder? This isn't just wishful thinking. This is the mindset of unstoppable mental toughness, the kind of mind that Buddhists have been honing for centuries. A mind that sees discomfort as a path to enlightenment and adversity as fuel for strength. In today's video, we're not just talking about developing mental toughness. We're about to dive into 7 powerful lessons that will forever change the way you think, feel, and act when life gets tough. These lessons are the key to training your mind to never quit, no matter how many times you fall or how impossible the journey feels. Ready to build an unbreakable mindset? Let's unlock the secrets to a mind that never quits. 1. Train your mind to see challenges as opportunities. One of the most powerful and transformative shifts you can make in your life is to begin seeing every challenge not as something to fear or avoid, but as a valuable opportunity for personal growth. This shift in perspective is fundamental in Buddhism, where life's difficulties are viewed not as obstacles, but as essential moments for developing wisdom, strength, and resilience. In Buddhism, it is taught that suffering and challenges are not random or meaningless events. They are the very things that help shape us into stronger and more insightful individuals. When you face a difficult situation, instead of becoming frustrated, angry, or defeated, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger through this experience? Every challenge carries a lesson, and if you approach life with the mindset that you are always learning, you will begin to see these challenges as stepping stones on your path, rather than as roadblocks that stop you in your tracks. For example, if you face a setback in your personal or professional life, instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" try to reframe the situation by asking, "What is this trying to teach me? How can I use this to build my strength and wisdom?" By making this shift, you start to view adversity as a natural and necessary part of your growth process. This doesn't mean that challenges won't feel difficult or uncomfortable, but it does mean that you can approach them with a mindset of empowerment rather than helplessness. Instead of feeling stuck, you begin to feel motivated to push through, knowing that each hardship is contributing to your mental toughness and resilience. By embracing challenges as opportunities, you shift your focus from what you are losing or suffering to what you are gaining and learning. Life's difficulties are no longer something to avoid or fear, but something to welcome and appreciate. They are the training ground for building a mind that is unshakable, strong, and capable of handling whatever comes your way. 2. Cultivate unshakable belief in yourself. Building mental toughness begins with cultivating an unshakable belief in yourself. Buddhism teaches us that self-doubt and insecurity stem from a lack of understanding of our true nature and potential. Many of us are conditioned to rely on external validation or fear failure. But developing a mind that never quits requires us to tap into the boundless strength that resides within us. When you cultivate belief in yourself, you stop looking for reassurance from others or measuring your worth based on the opinions of the world. Instead, you develop an inner confidence that is grounded in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This belief isn't about arrogance or thinking you're invincible. It's about trusting that you have the inner resources to face challenges, learn from mistakes, and continue to grow stronger. Self-belief is not about perfection or always getting things right. It's about understanding that you are capable of growth and that you have everything you need within you to keep going, even when things get tough. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness and meditation can help you strengthen this belief. Through mindful awareness, you can observe your thoughts without judgment and realize that your doubts and fears are just passing clouds in the vast sky of your consciousness. They don't define who you are. When you truly believe in yourself, you stop being afraid of failure. You understand that every setback is just another step toward your growth, and that the challenges you face are not signs of weakness, but opportunities to learn and improve. By strengthening your self-belief, you give yourself the courage to take risks, try new things, and step out of your comfort zone, knowing that no matter what happens, you are capable of handling it. This belief becomes the foundation for developing a mind that never quits. When you believe in yourself, you can keep pushing forward, even when others doubt you or when the path ahead seems uncertain. You begin to approach life with a sense of determination and confidence that no obstacle can shake. 3. Focus on progress, not perfection. One of the most important lessons to develop mental toughness is to focus on progress, not perfection. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become fixated on the idea of perfection. We set high standards for ourselves and often feel disappointed when we don't meet them. However, this pursuit of perfection can be paralyzing and ultimately prevent us from taking the necessary steps toward growth. Buddhism offers a profound lesson in letting go of the attachment to perfection and embracing the idea that every small step forward is meaningful. In Buddhism, it is taught that life is a continuous process of learning, and perfection is an illusion. No one can ever achieve a state of perfect balance, flawless actions, or an ideal outcome. Instead, the path to personal growth is through consistent progress. The key to building a mind that never quits is shifting your mindset to see every effort, no matter how small, as a victory. By focusing on progress, you begin to appreciate the journey rather than becoming overly focused on the destination. For example, if you're working toward a long-term goal, whether it's improving your physical fitness, advancing in your career, or developing a new skill, the most important thing is to keep moving forward. Even small, incremental steps will eventually lead to substantial growth. Rather than measuring your success by whether you are perfect or flawless, ask yourself, am I moving in the right direction? Am I learning and growing with each experience? Buddhism encourages us to embrace the idea of beginner's mind, approaching every experience with openness and curiosity rather than the expectation of perfection. When we embrace this mindset, we stop fearing failure and mistakes. Instead, we see them as valuable lessons on the road to progress. By letting go of the need to be perfect, we free ourselves to try new things, make mistakes, and improve over time. This shift allows us to develop a mindset of resilience and persistence. A mind focused on progress, not perfection, becomes unstoppable because it views every setback or challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow rather than a reason to give up. It's this continuous forward momentum, fueled by small steps, that builds a mind that never quits, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. 4. Learn to embrace discomfort. One of the most crucial aspects of developing mental toughness is learning to embrace discomfort. In life, discomfort is inevitable. Whether it's physical pain, emotional turmoil, or mental fatigue, we all encounter moments where we feel stretched beyond our limits. But Buddhism teaches us that discomfort is not something to be avoided or feared. In fact, it's one of the most powerful teachers on the path to strength and resilience. Discomfort is often a sign that we are growing, evolving, and challenging ourselves. It's easy to get caught up in the desire to feel comfortable all the time, whether that's seeking instant gratification or avoiding difficult situations. However, if we constantly try to avoid discomfort, we miss the valuable lessons that come from stepping outside of our comfort zones. Embracing discomfort allows us to build the strength we need to face life's challenges with courage and determination. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness helps us become aware of our discomfort without letting it control us. Instead of running from pain or unease, we learn to sit with it, observe it, and understand it. By doing this, we begin to develop emotional and mental resilience. Rather than letting discomfort throw us off track, we start to see it as a sign that we are growing stronger. If you're pushing yourself to improve physically, whether it's through exercise or a new challenging activity, there will be moments when your body feels sore or exhausted. Instead of quitting when it hurts, remind yourself that the discomfort is a natural part of the process. It's your body's way of adapting to new demands. The same principle applies to mental challenges. Whether you're studying for a big exam, tackling a difficult project, or trying to change your habits, discomfort will arise. And just like physical discomfort, mental and emotional discomfort is a sign that you are pushing your limits and expanding your abilities. When you embrace discomfort, you develop the inner strength to continue moving forward, even when things aren't easy. This mindset shift is essential for building a mind that never quits. Instead of seeing discomfort as a roadblock, you begin to see it as a powerful catalyst for personal growth. The more you allow yourself to experience and learn from discomfort, the more mentally tough you become. You realize that discomfort is not something to fear, but something to embrace as part of your journey to becoming unstoppable. 5. Develop a relentless routine of discipline. One of the most important keys to building a mind that never quits is the development of a relentless routine of discipline. Discipline is not just about willpower or self-control. It's about creating consistent habits and routines that align with your goals and values, regardless of how you feel in the moment. In Buddhism, the concept of discipline is deeply connected to the practice of mindfulness and the commitment to personal growth, both of which are essential to developing mental toughness. A disciplined mind is one that consistently chooses the right actions, even when faced with distractions or discomfort. It's about making decisions that serve your long-term goals, rather than giving in to the fleeting temptations of instant gratification. Developing discipline requires you to be intentional with how you spend your time, energy, and resources. It means setting clear goals, creating a plan, and sticking to it, no matter how tough the journey may get. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of daily practice and commitment to the path. Whether it's meditation, self-reflection, or cultivating positive habits, a disciplined routine is the foundation for personal growth. Just like a tree needs regular care and attention to grow strong, your mind requires constant nurturing through discipline. Over time, this practice strengthens your resilience and builds the mental toughness necessary to face adversity without giving up. For example, consider a daily routine that involves both physical and mental exercise. In Buddhism, the idea of right effort encourages us to put in the work each day, little by little, without expecting instant results. Whether it's dedicating time to meditate, practicing mindful breathing, or sticking to a fitness regimen, discipline means showing up every day, even on the days when you don't feel like it. A relentless routine of discipline builds momentum over time. At first, the effort may feel taxing, and the results might not be immediately apparent. However, as you continue to show up, You start to notice improvements in your focus, energy, and mental clarity. The small, consistent actions you take each day begin to compound, and you start seeing progress in ways you never imagined. Discipline also means holding yourself accountable. It's easy to make excuses or skip the things that are difficult, but a disciplined mind understands that these moments of struggle are when growth happens. When you feel like quitting or giving in to distractions, discipline reminds you of the bigger picture and why you started in the first place. It helps you push through the hard moments, knowing that consistency is key to success. The practice of discipline in Buddhism also connects to the concept of mindfulness in everyday actions. Whether it's your work, your relationships, or your personal development, mindfulness ensures that each action is intentional and aligned with your goals. A disciplined mind stays focused on the present moment, avoiding distractions and remaining committed to the task at hand. In developing a relentless routine of discipline, you train your mind to handle discomfort and uncertainty. You create a structure that supports your growth and builds your mental resilience, even in the face of challenges. The more you practice discipline, the stronger your mind becomes, and the less likely you are to give up when times get tough. Over time, this routine becomes second nature, and mental toughness becomes a part of who you are. Discipline is the secret weapon that fuels your mental toughness. It's not about achieving perfection or forcing yourself to be strong all the time. It's about showing up consistently, doing the work, and trusting that each small effort adds up to something powerful. With a relentless routine of discipline, you develop a mind that can weather any storm and keep going, no matter what. 6. Cultivate emotional control. The ability to control your emotions is one of the most critical aspects of developing a mind that never quits. Emotional control does not mean suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. Rather, it's about learning to observe and manage your emotions in a way that does not allow them to control your actions or hinder your progress. In Buddhism, emotional control is deeply intertwined with the practice of mindfulness and awareness. It teaches us to acknowledge and accept our emotions without letting them dictate our behavior or cloud our judgment. Emotions are a natural part of being human. We all experience feelings of frustration, anger, sadness, anxiety, and fear. However, the key to mental toughness is learning to respond to these emotions, rather than reacting impulsively to them. Emotions can either fuel our progress or hold us back, depending on how we manage them. When you cultivate emotional control, you begin to respond thoughtfully, calmly, and effectively, regardless of the challenges you face. Buddhism encourages us to practice mindfulness, which allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. This awareness is the first step in emotional control. Instead of being swept away by your emotions, mindfulness allows you to step back and gain perspective. For example, when faced with a stressful situation, instead of reacting with panic or frustration, mindfulness helps you pause and evaluate the situation clearly. You can then choose how to respond, rather than letting your emotions dictate your actions. When you practice emotional control, you stop letting negative emotions derail your progress. Instead of allowing fear to hold you back or letting anger cloud your judgment, you learn to stay centered, no matter what's happening around you. This doesn't mean you ignore or bottle up your emotions. It means you acknowledge them and then choose how you want to react, rather than being a slave to them. For example, if you're working toward a goal and encounter a setback, it's natural to feel disappointed or frustrated. However, emotional control helps you recognize these feelings without allowing them to stop you in your tracks. Instead of giving in to anger or despair, you understand that setbacks are a part of the process. You can channel these emotions into motivation to keep going, rather than allowing them to derail your progress. Buddhism also teaches us to embrace equanimity, which is the practice of maintaining a calm and balanced mind, regardless of the external circumstances. Equanimity doesn't mean being detached or indifferent. It means responding to both positive and negative experiences with the same level of calmness and clarity. By cultivating equanimity, you can navigate life's ups and downs with a steady, focused mind, making it easier to stay on track with your goals. One powerful way to build emotional control is through meditation. Meditation allows you to practice observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. By regularly sitting in stillness and practicing mindfulness, you strengthen your ability to remain composed in any situation. As you build your meditation practice, you become more aware of your emotional patterns and triggers, which gives you the tools to respond to them with greater control and awareness. Over time, as you develop emotional control, you become less reactive and more proactive. Your emotions no longer have the power to derail your actions or cloud your judgment. Instead, you develop a mindset that allows you to stay calm, focused, and determined, no matter what challenges you face. The ability to control your emotions is essential for building mental toughness. Emotions are powerful, but when you learn to manage them, they become a source of strength rather than a hindrance. Emotional control allows you to keep going, even when things feel difficult, and ensures that you remain focused on your long-term goals. With emotional control, you can stay grounded in the face of adversity, make clear decisions, and stay true to your path, ultimately developing a mind that never quits. 7. Never give up, even when you feel like it. The ability to persist through hardship, to continue on your journey even when the path feels too tough to walk, is the hallmark of a mind that never quits. In Buddhism, perseverance is not just a matter of pushing through difficulties for the sake of completing a task, but a spiritual practice rooted in patience, self-awareness, and the recognition that growth happens most profoundly during times of adversity. This lesson is about developing the strength to keep moving forward, regardless of how you feel or what obstacles lie ahead. The Buddhist philosophy teaches that life is full of impermanence, and every moment, whether it is filled with ease or struggle, is temporary. This understanding provides powerful motivation when things feel unbearable. When you're faced with a setback, a failure, or a tough situation, the most important thing to remember is that it won't last forever. Everything is in constant change, and the discomfort or challenge you are facing is just a temporary phase in your journey. The ability to push through even when you feel like giving up comes from embracing this impermanence and understanding that the next moment might be the turning point. One of the most powerful aspects of developing the strength to never give up is understanding that the greatest growth often occurs when we're at our lowest points. Challenges, pain, and frustration are the things that sharpen our resolve and build the resilience necessary to move forward. Instead of viewing these difficult moments as obstacles, Buddhism teaches us to see them as opportunities for deepening our understanding and increasing our inner strength. This is why persistence, even in the face of adversity, is one of the key pillars of mental toughness. When you face moments of doubt or feel like giving up, consider asking yourself, what's the lesson here? What can I learn from this experience that will make me stronger and wiser? By shifting your mindset from focusing on the difficulty itself to focusing on what you can learn from it, you begin to see each challenge as an opportunity for growth. This shift can help reignite your motivation and give you the strength to keep moving forward, no matter how daunting the path may seem. Buddhism also teaches us about the importance of compassion, especially compassion for ourselves. When you're faced with a tough situation, it's easy to become critical of yourself and feel like you're not doing enough or that you're not strong enough to handle it. However, the path to mental toughness is not about being perfect or invincible. It's about showing up, trying your best, and accepting that setbacks and struggles are part of the journey. Practicing self-compassion during these times allows you to forgive yourself for mistakes, let go of self-criticism, and continue moving forward with renewed energy and confidence. A key practice in developing persistence is the cultivation of right effort, a core concept in Buddhism. Right effort involves applying consistent energy toward your goals without becoming overly attached to outcomes or expectations. It's about making steady, deliberate progress every day, regardless of how small the steps may seem. Sometimes it's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results, but the practice of right effort teaches us that success is built on consistent action, no matter how long it takes. It's about trusting the process, staying committed, and knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. In moments when you feel like giving up, remind yourself that persistence is a form of strength. Those who succeed are often not the ones who never faced challenges, but the ones who learned to persist through the toughest of times. By refusing to quit, by showing up every day, and continuing to take action, even in the face of difficulties, you demonstrate the true power of mental toughness. The key to never giving up is to stay connected to your purpose. In Buddhism, it's taught that everything we do should be rooted in the intention to improve ourselves and contribute to the world in a meaningful way. When your actions are aligned with your purpose, even the most difficult times become easier to bear. You begin to understand that every step, no matter how hard, is a step towards something greater. When you develop the mindset of never giving up, even when you feel like it, you create an unshakable foundation of strength that carries you through every challenge. You understand that every moment of struggle is just part of the journey, and that persistence is the key to reaching the next level of growth. As you continue to persist, you will discover that your mind becomes more resilient, your confidence more steadfast, and your resolve truly unbreakable. The power to never give up is within you. It is through persistence that you will achieve all that you desire. 8. Cultivate unwavering focus on your vision. The 8th lesson in developing a mind that never quits is the power of cultivating unwavering focus on your vision. Focus is the force that drives us forward, even in the face of obstacles, distractions, or the temptation to quit. Without focus, we scatter our energy, and our progress becomes slow and uncertain. But when we develop an unshakable focus on our goals and vision, we create the mental toughness necessary to push through any challenge and move steadily towards success. Buddhism teaches us that the mind is like a powerful river that can either flow freely, moving us toward our desired destination, or it can become cluttered with distractions, fears, and uncertainties. When we focus on our vision, we are essentially choosing to direct the flow of our mind toward our goals, cutting through distractions and negative thoughts. This focus becomes a tool that sharpens our ability to take action and make progress, even in the face of difficulties. One of the key teachings in Buddhism is the importance of mindfulness in every action. By being fully present in each moment, we can channel our mental energy into the task at hand, whether that's working toward a goal, overcoming a challenge, or pursuing a personal vision. When we approach every task with mindfulness, we not only become more effective, but we also prevent ourselves from becoming overwhelmed or distracted by external circumstances. This awareness allows us to stay grounded and focused, even when things get tough. The path to mental toughness is paved with clear intentions and strong focus. If you don't know where you're going, it's easy to become distracted by every obstacle or shiny opportunity that comes your way. In Buddhism, setting clear intentions is a form of wisdom. You must know what you want to achieve and why it's important to you. Once you've defined your vision, it becomes your guiding light, illuminating your path forward, even in the darkest moments. A powerful practice to cultivate unwavering focus is the setting of intentional goals. When you establish clear, specific goals that are aligned with your values and vision, you give your mind a sense of purpose and direction. Every decision you make and every action you take should be aligned with these goals, moving you closer to the vision you've created. This focused mindset ensures that you don't become sidetracked by short-term distractions, doubts, or fears. Instead, your actions remain consistent and purposeful, leading you towards success. Buddhism also emphasizes the importance of detaching from outcomes and focusing on the process instead. This means that while having a vision is crucial, the key to true focus is not to become overly attached to the outcome. If you are too fixated on the end result, you may become discouraged when things don't go according to plan. Instead, by embracing the journey and focusing on the small steps that lead to your desired outcome, you build resilience and mental toughness. The process itself becomes part of your growth, and each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Another critical aspect of maintaining focus is avoiding the trap of comparison. It's easy to look around and measure your progress against others, especially with social media and the constant flow of information. But Buddhism teaches that comparing yourself to others only leads to dissatisfaction and distraction. True mental strength comes from focusing on your own journey and understanding that everyone's path is unique. By focusing on your own progress and staying true to your vision, you become less susceptible to the distractions of comparison and more committed to your personal growth. Staying focused also means learning to manage distractions effectively. In our modern world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, endless notifications, external opinions, and so much more. But if you want to cultivate a mind that never quits, you need to create an environment that supports your focus. This means setting boundaries for yourself, minimizing distractions, and dedicating time to your vision. Whether it's turning off your phone, creating a designated workspace, or setting aside specific times for deep work. Eliminating distractions helps you stay committed to your goals. Finally, cultivating unwavering focus requires patience and perseverance. There will be days when you feel off track, when motivation wanes, or when distractions feel overwhelming. But the power of focus is built through consistent effort, day by day. Buddhism teaches us that every step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goal. By continuing to make progress, even if it's slow, you are reinforcing your commitment to your vision and building the mental toughness necessary to keep going. When you cultivate unwavering focus on your vision, you create a mind that can't be easily swayed by external circumstances. You begin to move through life with a sense of purpose, direction, and clarity. No matter how difficult the road becomes, your focus on your vision keeps you moving forward. With this powerful focus, you build the resilience to persevere through any obstacle and the mental toughness to never quit.